Good evening and welcome to another episode of The Coach's Box. Ray Halbrook with LiveStreamSTL here. Hope everybody's having a great evening. We are going to get things started. We have a special presentation out here today. This is called the Potluck Edition, which means I have named each segment for each one of the coaches here. It's kind of a hodgepodge of what they want to talk about here, but I'm going to kick things over here to none other than Zac the Body McVey. And Zac, how you doing, my friend?
Doing all right. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, having fun here, and you got the guys over here too. Yeah,
We're ready to go.
We're ready.
All right, we're ready here. All right. Well,
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Well, we're talking potluck today, so we figured, with everybody's busy schedule with school starting and whatever Blair does on a daily basis. No, I'm kidding, Blair.
Sell some Pepsi.
There you go.
Hey,
put some Propel on the shelves, man.
It's got electrolytes, right?
Can't help that.
But no, we figured let's just do something different we haven't done, and let's just kind of go off the cuff and say, just talk about a topic that we haven't really discussed yet, and hopefully we can get some banter and some argument going.
I
don't
see this group doing that.
You don't see that?
Never. Hey,
not
let's before we go into the potluck, let's
Okay.
talk a little bit about this coaching clinic we went to this weekend.
All
Coach
right.
Jarvis wasn't able to attend, but he looks like he had a great time at this diaper party there that he had.
Well,
And
that's
so-
why I couldn't. That's not why I couldn't attend.
Well, we know why you
when
couldn't
we,
attend on
when
Friday
we
night.
first assigned this,
here we go.
he did. Blair, I go. I can't do it that weekend. We have the jamboree. I'm a football coach. Oh well, it's the only time we can go. I can't plan around everything.
Well, we can't go out to Las Vegas, dude.
Why not? Blair's got the money. He's got the Pepsi money.
Well,
Maybe he does 100 fundraisers. I mean, he's got all kinds of money.
Only two. Only
Slush fund.
You better get in on some of that slush fund then.
I know.
Only two.
Hey, that's okay. How did the diaper
second.
party go? Did you rake? Did you rake?
I got some diapers.
There you go.
I
still got to give you this.
More diapers.
Yeah, more diapers.
Everyone liked number
More to,
two.
more to
evidently.
come on that. More to come on those
Oh,
more
oh,
diapers. More to come
All
on
right,
those
so-
more diapers.
Yeah, it would have been probably a little more entertaining if you guys would have been there. I already
No.
had to.
You'd have had to sit in the
No,
middle.
we
of the-
saw some evidence. I think it was entertaining. enough.
I had to
There was plenty
reschedule. I had to reschedule so my brother could be there, and then I was.
I knew we were already out of town. So he's like, hey, well, that stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'd already planned that before you cemented the
Oh, I
coaching
did?
clinic.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not like we set the schedule.
Oh, Blair did. He
I did.
cemented it.
All right.
I knew he was going to have that.
like,
Hey, would you guys move it from the weekend it's supposed to be on top of this so that we don't have to go to the diaper party?
There you
All
go.
right, thanks.
Hey.
Appreciate it.
Oh, Jason, I can't make it.
he
That's
tried
not
to
how it
schedule
really
it, but just like your T-shirt says there, you're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, I mean, it's what happens.
It is. It
What do
is.
you think? How do you think the clinic went?
Well, I thought it was very informational as far as talking a lot about the change of sports and how important culture and that is not only to the athletes but to the program, to the school, to the parents, and the importance of changing the way the program is done and the program is ran. I thought that was the biggest impact of the whole weekend. We got some drills and some different defensive stuff that was presented, but I felt like I got a lot out of the culture change and what it means to be successful. If you want to be a successful coach, per se, you got to be willing to sacrifice and have a culture, and I think that was important to me. I mean, I took a lot away from that, a lot of notes. I'm probably 6 or 8 pages of notes of stuff from that. So
Gosh, you know how to write?
I did. I wrote a lot, man.
that's
My hand
good.
was like, oh, terrible. Yeah, that was the left
You
one.
took pictures, don't lie.
No, I did not. That was my assistant.
Oh. Well, it's you, Zach. What'd you take away from
Well,
it?
I mean, to piggyback off of what Blair's talking about, it was just a reference to just how much goes behind the scenes that nobody is going to have a clue about outside of the coaches and the players and everybody.
And the parents.
No,
they don't.
No,
oh.
no,
Oh,
no. Fans, no.
They,
I mean,
they don't know. Administration, school board members.
no, no,
Oh, sorry.
no. I mean,
That
it's
is,
just-
from my experience, I feel like they do. They feel like they know. So just kind of
throwing that out there.
I just say it.
But yeah, it just it just reiterated the things that we've for over the years that we've all talked about as head coaches and what we want to try and implement. It was neat to see. I think some of the new things or things that I haven't ever heard of on whether it's how to communicate to the kids or to your fellow coaches and even sometimes to the parents. But overall, it was worth it. It was a nice time just to kind of get away and get ready to go for the season. It's going to be coming up here in 10 weeks.
Gosh, you got a countdown going.
70.
I know.
I think that, well, first off, I thought there were some, as all clinics, sometimes it's kind of like, oh my gosh, this person is speaking. I just want to stab my eyes and fall asleep. And when I didn't fall asleep, there was a couple of, I thought the culture part was really, really good. The number one thing that I really enjoyed, though, is the fact that we got a chance to go to a coaching clinic in person
Right.
for the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
to
there
me,
were
that was
people all over.
yeah.
New York, Maine,
Yeah, they like
Seattle.
Somebody got on a freaking
Yeah.
plane from Seattle and came in the middle of freaking nowhere
In Indiana.
in
Close
Indiana,
close to Louisville.
close to
Yeah.
Louisville. Yeah, we couldn't go into Louisville and do it. Whatever. What is it? College? Was
Supposed
it?
to be.
Yeah, it was supposed to be at the college, but then they were
The NCAA came in like, no, you guys can't do that. No, can't do it. So according to the people who actually ran it, they had to scramble to find a place, and they found some big
North Harrison High
North
School.
Harrison High School in I don't know.
I will tell you this:
Indiana.
the biggest
middle
surprise.
school.
though-
Wait, were you in Corden, Indiana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the town
Yes.
Corden?
That's where we
Yeah.
stayed at.
Oh, that's where. That's
Are you
where
from there?
the Terland's family is from. There, we were just
Oh,
there
cool.
for her.
So many jokes. I just want to have.
Yeah.
We stayed right there at the Hampton Inn, right off the interstate.
Oh yeah, we go there probably
Small world. I just hear that.
Small world.
4 or 5 times a year at Corden. I didn't realize it was actually in Corden.
And you
Yes.
could have been there.
Well, that's not a bad drive.
No, it's not bad to drive
See?
at all. Wasn't bad at
But
all.
you said Louisville, and I thought about driving
The other 40 minutes.
You gotta, and you gotta say Louisville properly, and I'm horrible at
Louisville?
it. Yeah.
Oh.
And if you don't say it right down there,
It's like those people in.
So,
in,
I
it's
gotta-
like Blytheville.
a lot
It's
of-
Blytheville.
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 No, Blytheville.
Shut
we gotta
up.
Put that
Go ahead.
southern-
Sorry,
I
Jason.
don't stop in Blytheville. I stopped there one time at
Blytheville.
night, and I was a little
Fishing.
scared.
Grew up.
Yes.
Did
Yep.
some fishing. Now their grandparents from Crothersville.
So
Go
a
to
lot
Blytheville
about
and Dallas,
culture. That's
Harrisburg.
interesting.
Yeah.
Did they talk about anything about okay, so yeah, basketball culture, but you got to have a school that's going to support your culture. Did they talk anything about the school? I went to the Jamboree last night for volleyball, right? And I want to beat the Blue Jays more than I want to beat a lot of teams, And R7 was at our Jamboree, our girls' Jamboree for volleyball, and their crowd was awesome. I mean, awesome. I felt like I was back in high school watching their crowd and the way they cheered their kids on. And this was at a Jamboree, and they had a whole section. It was so great to see that back in a high school setting.
Right.
And these kids, they weren't rude. They were cheering on their team. They were supporting their team, every spike, every hit, every score. And I was like, man, I was envious of the support that R7 had there the other night. And so when you guys brought up culture, I was what did they say about – because, you can only build up so much culture in your program. What about the surrounding people around that?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I got from it was, if you can't sell it to the outside sources, as they say, then what do you think your kids are going to – the perception of it's going to be? If you can't sell what your culture is to the community, to the board, to your administration, to your local businesses, as far as what your culture is, then how do you think that your kids are going to respond to it? Do they see that your culture is something that's bigger than just basketball or bigger than just sports? And I think that was what T.J. Rosine said that kind of hit with me. Is it's more about basketball. It's more about changing lives and changing people's.
So not as much about basketball is what you meant, right?
No,
all about
there was a
basketball.
lot about basketball, but culture-wise, because I think that you look at, as far as culture, the game of basketball really hasn't changed very much. But everything around the game of basketball has changed drastically, and a lot of kids don't know how to respond and react when they put in those situations, because they have no structure. They have no, basically they have no, culture of something to stand on. That I have this as my backbone of what I want to do, and nobody knows what to say when something doesn't go their way or something. So I think that the adversity side of a culture and what that means, I just thought that was pretty impressive to my eyes to understand that it's not about X's and O's. It's a lot more to it than that. And as a coach, we've got to realize that more and more.
I'm going to talk about what you said, Jason, when you talk about the school culture. Okay, being at small school, being at a big school, coming back now, going in from public to private, that's taught. School culture is taught. Because I'm going to tell you, down in North County, you talk about pageantry for Friday Night Lights, it's ingrained. It's ingrained whether down even to junior high, when the band starts, they do the fight song. Everybody in the school learns the fight song.
Right.
You go into just even the culture of the dance team that, they start little and everybody wants to be a part of that program as well. It is a community involvement. And just to go from small school Jefferson County over there and then going and watching a game, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, this is a show, and they're going to play a football game,
right?
And then the band's going to come in, and the band is just as awesome, and it's a spectacle, and that's kind of on a 4A 5A scale down there in Bonne Terre. And so to answer your question, that's got to be taught, and that's got to be taught. Whether it's administrators, whether it's teachers, whether it's community, it just like anything anymore.
And it's got to start low.
It does.
And it's got to start. You got to make kids, and that's something I'm trying to work on with my program, is make kids want to be in basketball program at Herculaneum.
Well, you got to teach it. You have at any more. Let's be honest, right? We all have kids, and our kids are getting older. Mm-hmm. We can think back when they were. Exactly.
Or they're going to be getting younger. But
well,
whatever you know.
But you got to think now. When we were young, it was hey, mom, dad, we'll be home at dark. Make sure before the light comes on. Make sure you're back. Now you got to have a play date with everybody. You got to know the parents before you go out. There's no just freedom just to go out and have fun. Everything is systematic and detailed. Well, if that's all they know from birth, basically, then they don't know how to cheer. They don't know how to be excited about something. So that's got to be learned.
I think that's what the biggest takeaway from it was, and we're teaching in things that when we were in school wasn't taught. It was expected, and now we're having to teach it again. And I think that's the struggle that especially when you get to, and I think they talked about it. The older generation of coaches are struggling with that because it's not the expected anymore. It's got to be taught from ground zero up.
You said it a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, about how
I said a lot of things.
how admins or Misha comes in and says you can't cheer a certain way anymore, and you just can't have fun. You can't have fun chants. You can't.
Hey, goodbye.
You're
not being sportsmanlike.
Right.
Shut your mouth.
That was awesome.
Someone needs to
left,
someone needs
right,
to slap
left,
that woman.
right. Sit down.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
those are all.
Start the bus. Start the.
It was all. It's great.
No, never mind.
I love this. I love this. That's not Santa's reindeer. That's not and it's close to Christmas time.
I'll tell you what. Watching back when Hansborough was in high school, watching Popper Bluff and DeSmet in the sectional game down in Farmington. You want to talk about some pep clubs going at it?
We had
it's great.
Graduating from Festus, we won a state title my freshman year, and we did. My freshman year, we won a state title, and it was one of the most awesome experiences as a fan. Mm-hmm. I mean, we had 3 or 4 pep buses going to the state game. I mean, it was like the entire town, if they could be there, was there.
Yeah,
and
shut it off.
I mean, it was electric. It was awesome. I mean, and to have experienced that and to try to teach that is hard, I think. Mm-hmm. I mean,
well, and here's the question that I, asked was, do you think that as a part of a coach, do we have to change the way we coach now compared to what we are accustomed to doing to be successful? And and when I asked him that after the meeting, I asked him that question, and he said, I don't think that any coach needs to change. What needs to change is the people around the coach. And I took that kind of like, looked at him like, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, the problem becomes is the coach has a philosophy. The coach has a, basically your own culture, your own thought process, your own whatever you want to stand on, but no one else around you has it. So you have to teach those people around you how to adjust to what your expectations are, and that's hard to do to make people change. We have a hard time changing. Can you imagine what others around us are having to change now? What their perception of our programs are? I just think that a lot of times we sit back and we think, oh man, I think that's a great idea, but no one else is on board with it. And if you can't get anybody else on board with it, it's a struggle, and you might as well shut it down because ultimately it's not going to be successful. So I think that's the biggest takeaway from why culture is so important, is because it requires 100% backing from everyone, and the successful programs year in and year out, I think, have that.
It's ingrained from parents, and it's just the way you're raised. Mm-hmm. I've said this again. I growing up in South Iron, where basketball is pretty much the religion besides being a Baptist or Assembly of God, Pentecostal, whatever. But that's about it. When we would play bat on a Friday night, and you would go to the gas station on Saturday morning, and the old guys are in there, what we call the university, where all the great minds sit and talk about stuff. You would pretty much get ripped. It's like that was just disgraceful.
So you would avoid going there.
We tried to. It's like, gosh, I gotta get gas. Oh man,
it wasn't like pay at the pump and stuff.
No. You gotta walk in there and face the
especially
music.
down there at South Iron.
There's only one gas station, but it was like that. You went anywhere, and it was. People just look at you like, you just let us down. I'm like, good God, you're 70.
Right.
I mean, you were around when the game was invented. Did I really let you down? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. I feel that way. I mean, after one of our games or whatever, one of the other scores I check is Festus. When it's a football game, you are
a diehard.
Well, I mean, if it's a football game, I'm going to check Festus' score.
Absolutely.
If it's a basketball game, I'm going to check.
And then Saturday he checks a Mizzou one. He checks for Mizzou on Saturday.
Well, you're dang right. I ain't checking Kentucky unless Mizzou's playing them and we're, hopefully winning.
I got a good bet on that one, too.
Oh, hey. The coach's box bet. Right here.
Wait. Brought to you by FanDuel.
Wait.
What's the wager with these two guys?
That'll be the next segment with Kyle Moore.
He's got to give us the line, right?
He's got to give us the line.
Yeah. I have to have him on to give us the line.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so
what about basketball from this clinic? What did you get from as far as basketball?
I like read and react. I like dribble drive. And he's over here. Which is fine,
flex,
they brought in a guy that was talking a little bit about the dribble drive and the differences on how they run it, and I thought that actually works really, really well. And that was probably the best thing for me in terms of we're talking X's and O's or basketball. Like that was new, that was just a little bit different, and I'm just thinking for high school kids. Way easier to digest and understand.
Than the 17 layers?
than the
17 layers
Yeah.
of what Rick Torbert's whatever it
Read and
is.
React, yeah.
Read and React.
Yeah,
He was a hoot.
Yeah.
He was a good
He
dude. but
was a hoot. Yeah, he's a good dude, for sure. But you want to talk about somebody who's been out of coaching a little bit and done a lot more clinic talk.
You can tell.
That's him. Like it's like, man, he ain't been on the court in a long time. He's been doing a lot of clinics.
Well, I liked the idea of the basketball stuff was so simple.
Very simple.
And I think that's something that as coaches we try to do too much and just keep it simple. And that was one of the messages from that college coach at Cincinnati. He basically kept it pretty simple. I mean, everything he said was simple.
It just goes back to we can have a perfect game plan, but at the end of the day, we're not shooting any shots.
Yeah.
We're not passing the ball.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, and it's about just the Jimmies and the Joes.
Yep.
It just is.
His best story that Rick Torber, whatever his name was about the zone offense that he was taking notes on probably about 45 years ago, and he's at a clinic and he's writing it down, and this guy is talking about just this freelance guy in the middle of the zone offense. He said, I took notes, and he's just talking about where he goes, and these all other guys just passing the ball around looking for the guy flashing the seams. He said, I just ran my best player through there and utilized him. And he said the whole time I'm sitting there thinking about what player I would run through there, and this would be great for whatever the kid's name, Danny or whatever. After the clinic, he was doing question and answer, and he said, somebody said, Coach, what was that? He's a college coach. He said, what was that kid's name that you put in the middle there? Who's your best player? He goes, Larry Bird. He said the guy just took his notes and wadded them up and threw them away. It's like, that's how I felt after leaving a lot of clinics. Sure. Just like that. It's like, that'd be great if I had 6'10" kids. John Calipari. Rebounding's easier when you got tall guys.
It is. 100% agreed.
You go recruit them. Oh, what? We don't do that.
Hit and get.
Rebound's hard to teach, man.
Is it?
Yeah, unless you have a cattle prod.
It's hard.
Ooh, write that down.
Okay.
Hit and get.
Right.
I don't.
You can say hit and get all you want, but that's what I'm saying. You can't. I'm not going to be able to teach a
What
kid.
if we put football pads on?
Kid's 6'5" and should be averaging 10 rebounds a game. I can't.
Come here.
Get
you're
that.
You're gonna sit by me until you figure this out.
Okay, and they're still not going to rebound.
I will.
Well, he's getting just as many rebounds sitting over there on the bench as what he is out in the game. It's like, listen, dude, you want to get on the floor?
You're 6'5", 6'6" in Jefferson County. You're going to walk into rebounds.
Well, you
sometimes.
should.
Are you though?
You should. Are you though?
Are you though? I mean, I've seen some kids that are tall just sit there and just be like, and some little midget over there eating their knees, and guess what? It's over the back. Yeah, sorry.
True.
All right.
He's always got to go to the officials. He's always got to go to the officials.
On to the potlucks here.
So who wants to open it up with their topic?
Go ahead.
You want me to?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, hold on.
Hey.
We got a name for Mr. McVey,
Uh-oh.
the potluck. It's McMay's Muffins. There you go.
McMay's muffins. All right. Chocolate muffins, maybe chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever you
I like
want.
bran muffins.
Bran muffins.
Not really. I
No.
Bran
Oh.
muffins.
We all probably need some bran muffins.
No.
Some blueberries.
I don't need any more fiber in my life.
I think about
Fiber?
Mike Myers, How to Get Away, or So I Married an Axe Murderer. With that, yeah, with cups of coffee and a bran muffin
That's a dated reference.
Anyway, all right.
Go ahead.
So here's my topic. You guys answer. So I'm gonna give you a scenario. So you are going to build a major league roster. Okay. You've got $130 million payroll. We're going to say on average about $15 million, because it's, $36 million down to $10 million, all the better players. So we're just going to say $15 million across the board. You get 5, we'll just call them superstar A-level compensation players. Okay? Now, all the other guys, they're under 10 mil, they're player control, but your 5 best players, how do you build, or what do you build with your 5 best players? Offense, defense, pitching, relief pitching. Go. Or do you want me to go first?
I'm going to go with
5 players. You're going to get.
I'm going to name the players or name
No.
just in general.
No particular names. Okay. Just how are you going to build
Come
a team?
on, Mr. Summer Baseball. Let's hear it.
First thing I'm going to look for, I think you have to have is an ace. Okay. Got to have that top premier pitcher. And then the second thing that I think you need to have, is you got to have a middle infielder. You got to have a shortstop. You got to have somebody that's a leader. On the field. Then after that, I think you got to start looking at the importance of a catcher, someone that's going to keep your pitchers honest. And then from that point, you got to go to the one solid bullpen guy that you can click a saver, basically a closer. Okay. And then I think your last guys, you got to have some guy that's going to be able to hit the baseball for you in the cleanup spot. I think those are the 5 key spots, in that order. Just because I think if you don't have those key components, your team doesn't have much to go start with. That's my thought.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Okay,
but we'll let Jarvis go.
That's good.
And I'll tell her you're all wrong.
That's good.
No, I'm just playing. Go ahead, Jarvis. What do you think?
What's baseball?
What's baseball?
I know. We're
a real sport.
5.
So 5. I got to pick 5, and that's what I'm going to start.
5.
You only got to play
9.
9, right?
Got a roster of 26.
Roster 26. But what am I going to start by 5 with?
Do you want some more time to think about your answer?
You want more time?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was going with your accommodations. More time for your answers.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
I was working hard this morning. Don't worry.
Hey, this was day 1 for him.
Oh.
Okay. That was all day.
My number 1 position is probably going to be shortstop.
Okay.
That's going to be my first position. I want that field general. I want someone that can reach the balls that most people can't.
Okay.
I want shortstop.
Okay.
Then I'm probably going to want, let's see. I'm going to stick to the infield. I'm going to go third base.
Okay.
But this has got to be my power hitter / Arnado he would suffice. I'd handle that. I could handle him there.
Okay.
All right, so I got my shortstop. I got my third baseman. And then I'm going to probably want my third guy to be a catcher.
Okay.
All right. I haven't touched the pitching staff yet.
Wow.
Okay.
No, not at all.
All right. So
Okay.
I catcher. And I'm not going to even touch the pitching staff, except they're going to be my guys that I'm going to get later
Player
on.
control or whatever. Yeah.
Now I want a center fielder.
Okay.
All right. I want that general in the outfield.
Well, generals.
Hey, you got to have someone running that outfield. Got to have catcher running the pitching staff. You got to have shortstop running the infield. You got to have that third baseman at the corner.
Indians.
And then after that, I'm still not going pitching. I'm going to go second baseman.
Okay.
All right, those would be my top 5. And the reason why is I'm going to get me some cheap pitching that can pitch contact. And
so he's going defense.
I'm going to have a bunch of fielders that can field the ball. First base pretty much. I mean, the Oakland Athletics proved in Moneyball, you could convert people to first base to field. They get on base.
Tell him it's easy to play first base.
Yeah, it's the moon to him.
The hardest.
I'm not saying it's not that it's easy. I'm just being smart about that. But that would be my 5.
So he told Scott Hatterberg. Oh, you asking me now? All right. So here's what I'm thinking. I wanted somebody who's going to mash the ball. So whether that's a big first baseman who has a little bit of a glove, that'd be great. Save some runs there. I would like a shortstop and a third baseman who can both mash the ball.
Wow. A lot of people that can mash the ball here.
I want an outfielder who's going to get on base and table set those 3 guys who can mash the thing.
That's what you want center fielder.
Sure. And I want a pretty good catcher because he can make those shoddy pitchers, like Jason says. Because if I'm going to spend money, I ain't spending money on pitchers because pitchers historically, as soon as they make a bunch of money, they suck. Okay,
I want the young guys. I want the young guys that are trying to get a contract.
No, I would rather take J Happ if I got a bunch of guys who can hit the hell out of it. Because you know what?
Well,
throw strikes.
J-Happ,
give me 6 to 7. Okay, don't walk, dude. Just put it in play. I got guys who
you
can
would,
field
you
it.
wouldn't want Wayne, right?
Oh, I take Wayno right
Oh,
now.
gosh,
I take
yes.
Wayno for another 5
How
years.
phenomenal is this year?
Dude. Okay, wait.
For him.
Yeah, so I'd take a guy like that. What, is he some flamethrower? No, he ain't been a flamethrower his whole life. Just get guys like him.
Bartolo Colon, that's who
Dude,
I
I would take
want.
Bartolo Colon.
Because he might hit you some home runs too.
One. But still, hey, look, because I got guys who can hit the ball.
Wainwright had a double the other night.
And you got guys, can you get on base? The number one thing is, can he get on base, because we can keep the line moving. And that's the important part. Just keep it moving. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
All right.
me.
Here's what I'm going.
Am I wrong too, or is he just wrong?
You're on the right track. You're on the right
You're
track.
out.
I don't.
Oh,
these
baseball
guys,
coach.
Here we
these
go.
guys over here.
Me
I
and him
don't-
picked the same damn position, so how can we
I
not
didn't
be
say
a
catcher.
Eh,
You did?
Did I?
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
All
You
right,
said
here-
third, you
I
said
know
short.
what I said.
I don't care about positions. I could care less. I'm going to go the complete opposite direction of you, like usual. And like usual, I'm going to be right.
And you're gonna
'Cause
fall
I'm-
forward.
And I'm going to fall forward.
all
And I'm
you
going
need
to fall
to do.
forward scoring lots of runs. So here's what I want. I want a leadoff guy with an absolutely high on-base percentage, table setter.
Does he get on base?
Does he get on base? Yes, a lot. I don't care where he plays.
He's got the best pitcher
I
in the
don't
league
care.
going at him every
I don't
time. He
care.
don't matter.
He's going to get on base. Then I'm going to have
Lean into it.
a 3, 4, and 5 hitter that are all 30-plus home runs, 100-plus RBI guys.
And
All
on
right,
steroids.
you didn't set the parameters. We all thought we had to pick positions with our players.
And
Does
on
he get on base?
steroids.
Do they get on base?
On steroids, too.
Yes, all 4 of them as they hit home runs. Okay? And then I'm going to have a closer. I don't care about starting pitching. I don't care about relief pitching because I'm going to score 6, 7, 8 runs a night.
You don't need a closer then.
That's why I said closer.
You don't need one if you
Yeah,
score
because
that
if
many
we give up runs, it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be 8 to 7 ball games.
All you
and
got
we're
to do
gonna
is make
score
guys
lots of
hit,
runs.
All you got to do is make guys hit those little weak dribblers or can of corn Texas leaguers. That's it. So I don't have to have a guy who's I don't have to have.
And I'm going to use the Cardinals as a prime example.
Oh, please don't.
I'm
I just
gonna
ate a while ago.
Here's what I'm going to say.
I get sick.
Are they scoring lots of runs?
Yeah, they're not.
No, they're not. So how's the pitching staff doing?
They're
No,
Not
they're not
great.
doing great at all. So if you think they
Here
scored
recently.
a little bit
How?
here recently,
Hey,
Lester.
out of the last 12 innings, the bullpen's pitched scoreless 11.2.
except for
Okay.
Reyes. So it's
all
all
right,
11.2
except for
of
today.
those innings
Today.
have
Okay.
been scoreless.
All right, but they're scoring runs, which is keeping the pitching staff a little bit calmer. They're not puckering up and thinking I got to pitch everything perfect, pitching to contact, and they're getting bailed out by scoring runs.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
timely hitting.
Now, are we in high school? No. I'm taking pitching. I'm taking Alex Winkleman, riding him to the Final Four, state championship,
Well, sure
and
you
I'm
are.
going to take high school pitching.
Sure you are.
Okay.
Yeah,
But let me ask you
high
this.
school.
Do you think the quality teams that have won with pitching?
No.
No, because I watched David Ortiz kick the snot out of us when.
That's because we wouldn't walk him.
That's my
Put
point.
him on!
That's what I'm saying.
No, 3-run home run.
600 plus
Hey, a good,
average in the World
I've
Series.
never seen anybody that
a
locked in.
good pitcher puts him on
We
regardless.
were in the World Series. We apparently had good pitching, but not good enough because he mashed the ball.
A good pitcher doesn't mean that he's a great pitcher. He's just a good pitcher and knows I ain't pitching this guy. Sorry, but I'm not. He's better
He gets
than me.
Pulled out and then pulled out of the game, and someone else does.
Well, guess what? Guess
They
what?
had
I'm
how many
homer.
games that
Hey,
series and they
just
pitched to
saying.
him?
Guess what? I'm still making $12.7 million this year. So what's it matter? Pull me out of the
Here you
game.
go.
I don't care.
Here you
Straight
go,
cash,
right?
homie.
Straight cash. Oh wait, my shoulder's twinged again, right?
Waka.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I was
Flaherty.
Flaherty.
Oh, all of them.
All of them. Ray,
Matt
you don't
Bowman.
talk about your lineup? Let's talk about your lineup. Take that
Here's my
music
lineup.
off. Take that music
Here's
off.
my lineup for
We
a
don't need
second.
commercials tonight.
Dude,
Let's go.
I'm going to find a once-in-a-lifetime player like Albert Pujols.
And you're not going to let him go because
draft
you're worried
him.
about your
And we're not gonna
daggum
let him
profit
go.
margin.
Yeah. And you're going
Right.
to find somebody like that, and you're going to work around that like a Manny Machado, like a Albert Pujols. You get pitching, and you get defense, and you get one guy to be the guy, and you work around him, just like the Cardinals have done, except for this year. So there you go. I make it easy.
Here. I'd
And
agree.
anybody have any kind of rebuttal about that, there, guys?
No, I think you gotta have one guy, offensive. You gotta have some guy that you can play around with, which is what I said. But I think you gotta have a great starting pitcher, and you also gotta have a fantastic closer. If you go back and look at tradition, over the last 5 years, as far as
What did you
MLB,
just do?
inside joke.
Miller being Miller.
And so
Checking his phone.
you look at the justification of most teams that have won the World Series off of having a solid closer, somebody that can shut them down, and you got a 1-run lead.
I don't know.
How many games have we seen in the World Series in the last 3 or 4 years that have been won by 1 run?
I don't watch them.
Oh, I do. I watch the World Series.
We haven't been able to see him because the Cardinals haven't been there.
Been there in a while.
True.
You know?
Did the Royals have a good closer when they won it?
I don't know.
Some guy
If they did, they had to get rid of him the next
Joaquin
year.
Soria.
Some guy. What was
question.
his name?
Joaquin Soria.
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 You didn't know that, I'd tell you. Useless
There you go.
knowledge.
That's
All right.
right.
Should be Randy.
All right.
Should have been.
You're watching the Coach's Box. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back. Website. We'll throw that up there. LiveStreamSTL.tkdssports.com. Check that out. See if your team is on LiveStreamSTL. As we move into our second segment here, guys, the potluck is stirring. So we'll see what else we got going on here for the next segment here.
Man, I don't know about you guys. I'm excited for Friday Night Lights.
I am.
Yeah,
Jarvis.
I am very excited.
I'm
Should be.
telling you, I don't know. It's just great to be back. Great just this time of year.
I'm just excited about watching fans being able to participate in the games. I think that's just what I think the kids are going to feed off of. You're going to see so much more energy on the sidelines. You're going to see so much more energy on the field. I mean, I just think it's going to change the culture. Here we go, culture.
I don't know what you're talking about. You go to Pius games last year, and you got to see them.
Well,
Super spreader, but
well.
Still Mark
Well.
So Jarvis, let's go. It's your turn. What do you got?
Yeah,
All
Smalls.
right, here we go. This is Jarvis's jambalaya. Jarvis's jambalaya. So there you go.
JJ's.
So this is near and dear to my heart.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
You going to talk about your son?
Grandpa.
I'm not talking about my son. I'm not talking about my.
Promised I wouldn't cry.
I'm talking about.
Your
Blue.
Talking about when is the NFL going to be back in St. Louis,
Oh, boy.
or if it ever will.
Ooh.
Go.
True false? True false?
I mean, I heard him talking about the Buffalo Bills recently.
I don't know about that.
Isaac Bruce said he's bringing them back.
He brings the XFL team back. He
okay.
ain't bringing the NFL.
Isaac Bruce said that is his number one goal when he becomes the owner of it. Bring it back to St. Louis.
And he becomes an owner of what?
He said he is going to
He did say this.
Yeah.
Isaac Bruce did.
just about a week and a half ago. He said, mark my words, I will become an owner or a partial owner. and we will.
There's the key term, partial. I just say he's got about $4, $5, $6 billion laying around.
He might. He might.
Have pro athletes ever lied before and made
Never.
unilateral statements?
What planet are you
I
watching,
did
man?
not use performance-enhancing drugs. Mark that one down, too.
Yeah.
That's so
that has nothing
Hold
to
on,
do
hold
with
on.
us getting the blessed sport of football
I did not
back.
have relations with
And
that woman.
So I'm telling you right now, it's not happening.
I tell you
You got
right
a better
now.
chance of hitting the lottery and getting struck by lightning twice.
And Isaac Bruce said it this way. He said,
Happened.
there is not one single city that has better fans than St. Louis.
I
He
I
said,
agree.
Show of hands, up or down. Is it going to happen?
Ain't happened in our lifetime.
And I'm going to go up 2.
Oh,
So there you
3-2.
All right.
See ya.
Sorry.
We're the
And the reason I do believe-
pessimistic realist over here.
I do believe that.
Sunshine lollipops, you guys can take those
Okay,
and put them somewhere.
here's the other reason why I believe this is going to happen. The NFL just got some kind of, 6 months ago they came out with that investigation of St. Louis leaving and gave St. Louis a bunch of money because they did it. I think the NFL is going to give back and say, you know what, we're going to make it right.
No,
And we're going to make it right. That's the way it is.
NFL and make it right.
And then I'm going to say, Stan Kroenke, sit on. Well, I'm going to say Stan Kroenke.
He's number. Hold on.
The NFL
He's
has
number
changed
2.
their culture, my friend.
Oh my! Hold on, wait a second. They still care. They still care about the money, right? It ain't coming back to St. Louis.
They're going to care all about
It
that
ain't-
money.
Okay, I take that back.
'Cause they'll be
if Jerry
fans in the
Jones,
stands
if,
always.
when Jerry Jones goes and Kroenke goes, then maybe there's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
Maybe, but those two guys got to kick
1 in
the
a
bucket.
million.
5 years.
1 in a million, right?
5
Well,
years.
that-
5 years, there'll be a
years.
team here.
What about all that 1 in a
Oh,
million
man.
talk?
Gosh.
5
More.
years.
Boar, what's the
Boar,
line
what's
on
the
that?
line on that one?
Hey, I'm not a betting man, but I might put a little.
Relax,
I
little
might-
lettuce.
A couple cases of Pepsi.
What happened? What 1 in a million
Now
talk?
you're speaking
That's
my
what I want.
language.
There is no look. It doesn't matter. All the Rams fans and sports fans and football fans in St. Louis and the Battlehawks showed it. It don't matter because the NFL doesn't like St. Louis. They
Nope.
proved it time and time and time and time and time again. It's not happening.
It's happening.
It doesn't matter.
It's happening.
If Goodell will come out and say that, well, Buffalo, you need a new stadium, or we just want to keep the team Buffalo. Are you serious right now?
He
The
said no.
Bills and all that. Okay, but guess who runs the NFL? Him and his little
The
cronies.
the owners that starts with B, billionaires.
They don't
they
care.
make the rules.
They would put
5
another
years.
team in New York City
5
before
years.
and move Buffalo before they would bring a team. There you go.
London will get an
London
NFL
calling.
team before the St. Louis.
No.
Before St. Louis will.
I don't think so.
I will.
I'm
I will
telling
bet that
before-
one too.
Yeah.
Players do not want to do
Mexico
that.
City.
I was
It
getting
doesn't
ready to
matter.
say that. Yeah,
NFL
Mexico
team.
City.
Mexico City will get an
Mexico
NFL
City
team.
or London
Won't
get a team
happen.
before St. Louis.
Won't happen.
Yeah.
Really?
Mexico
Listen,
City.
here's why. Nobody thought that Las Vegas would ever get a football
Yes,
team
they
because
did.
of the gambling stuff. They have one. So that's great. It's not. It's all about the money. They are not going to
And
bring them back
everybody
to
says
St.
that
Louis.
St. Louis isn't never going to get one again.
Why don't they got an NBA team?
Vegas didn't have it either.
Why don't they have an NBA team?
I don't know.
They had all kinds of opportunities. Hell, they put a team in Vancouver. They put a team in Vancouver
I don't
before they
think
were
the
St.
city
Louis.
of St. Louis wants
Toronto.
an NBA team.
Why wouldn't they? They ain't got no basketball fans here. They got people. They ain't got no NBA players coming from
they
this area.
didn't because of the two brothers that got them out of billions
The
and
ABA?
billions. The ABA. That's probably why.
Yeah, because they negotiated
Silas and the Silas or
the
whatever
second
it's called.
greatest deal of all time.
Yes.
Second.
It's the second. The Bobby Bonilla contract is
No.
literally the best ever.
No way.
The
no,
fact that Bobby Bonilla was so
no.
washed up, he's still making money.
Gee.
They
Those
just
guys,
sold out
they-
of the deal. I know they
No.
made way more money. I'm just saying negotiated a deal. Okay, so the fact of the matter is they're not going to get it.
Okay.
Just there will not be an NFL team. There will not be an NBA team in the city of St. Louis. There's going to be a soccer team. Sorry, I threw up my mouth. There's a hockey team and there's a baseball team, and that is it.
Hey,
That
they
is
could bring.
it.
They
That
could
is
bring
it.
back.
NFL will be back.
That is it.
Within 5.
No.
They could bring back the PGA.
Within 5.
Yeah.
That'll
That
come
would be
back in
great.
2 years.
Nope.
Man, that'll be nice.
WNBA.
There'll be a WNBA
No.
team before there's either of those
Well.
other two. No, there won't be
There
because they're
actually
associated
is-
with the NBA.
There actually is
Semi-pro.
women's.
There's two.
Man, I knew
There's
this
two.
would get everybody going.
Yeah.
Gee.
There's two.
Yeah.
There's actually two.
Yeah.
St. Louis
All right.
Surge.
Yeah.
5
I'm trying to think of who the
years.
other one. Oh, the Midwest Sound. That's what it is.
Well,
Midwest Sound. I agree.
Sound of nobody going to the game. Just
All right.
No, it's not happening.
Any closing arguments?
No,
Since
that's
it's your-
it. That's all.
No, he's like, I'm just going to say
like
that.
it.
What'd you say? What do you think there, Jarvis?
I said, I think they're going to get it. I don't know 5 years, but I think they're going to get it.
All right, what's your topic?
All right. Well, that's a wrap on Jarvis's jambalaya there.
Jarvis's
There
jambalaya. We
wasn't
have
much
next.
jambalaya in there, just one thing.
I ate that stuff and
It was
spit
peppery.
it out because that's crazy.
You like
There ain't no-
jambalaya?
Man, you
I
have
like
something
jambalaya.
wrong with
Right.
you.
All right, we have Blair's buttermilk blueberry pancakes.
Oh, boy.
Not biscuits.
Boy, oh, boy. All
I
right,
was thinking about biscuits, but I thought pancakes would be better.
So I'm going to go off of sports here.
Oh.
And I'm going to go into my three amigos sitting next to me. We're going to go into education. And we'll talk a little bit about education. That gets us some interesting topics from a parent's point of view.
Okay, you're going to give us the parents' point of view?
And I will say it in two parts. First part being, should homework be banned?
What?
Should homework be banned? Anybody want to speak up?
Go ahead. What do you think?
I wanted to go
last. You want to go last?
I want to go last.
Fine. I will do this. I will say philosophically, emphasis on philosophically.
Okay.
So many funny things I should say right now.
Well,
I love it.
I would say no homework at the high school level. Because here's why. And I'm going to take the public, private out of it. I'm going to say kids in general. And I'm going to look at overall in society. You're a sophomore, you're a junior, you're a senior. Chances are now in America, you're probably working. You're probably helping your parents make ends meet, whether that's paying the house note or whether that's, apartments, whatever, you're putting food on the table. Mm-hmm. And if you're not working and you have younger siblings, there's a good chance if they're working that you're staying at home and you're babysitting the younger brother, the younger sister.
Right.
Or let's say, hopefully, you have an opportunity for all kinds of extracurricular activities, making some memories at the high school level. Football, basketball, baseball, band, choir, the list goes on and on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I say no homework. Let the kids, either one, they have to work.
True.
Or two, let them enjoy and make memories. That's why I say no homework.
I love it, every minute of it. Anybody else want to get on and talk about it? I mean, they guys are teachers, and you know what? You can feel passionate about it. Doesn't mean that they're going to, take it away from you. I mean, if you got,
they're not going to take it away.
But
I mean, I don't assign a lot of homework. I mean,
and is there a reason behind that?
It's not because I don't want
Miller
to grade
just answered it.
No, because kids don't do it.
There you go.
What? Kids don't do it.
I tell you who does do homework. My students at
Parents.
St. Pius X High School, where we care about our education.
But
I still assign work.
Right.
I'm just saying, when you're grading on a scale like most schools are now, 80% is their assessments or projects or tests. There's kids that are like, why even do the 20%? I mean, I've had kids not do 1 ounce of homework and pass the class with a B-.
Yes.
I did.
And kids are going to do that. If they're smart enough to do it, they can do it. I don't really have a one side or the other on this one. I'm kind of in the middle of the road. Kids are going to once in a while, if you got a big exam or test, you're going to have to use some time outside.
Right.
But we give them so many chances at school. We have cat time at our school, which is a 25-minute study hall, basically.
Right.
If they're struggling in a class, they can get help from that teacher and request to go see them. And that's 25 minutes every 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that teachers are trying to do everything they can to help kids get everything finished while they're in their school day.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and you talk about kids just not doing work. I don't know how many kids over the years have had the conversation with me and say, "What's my grade?" Well, it's a 60. So I'm passing. Okay, right.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
let me know when I'm not,
Right.
and then I'll turn some work in.
D+.
Yeah,
I passed.
I mean,
It's D for done, dude.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that goes back to our beginning statement about culture, and that's a whole nother can of worms.
Remind me to go back to that
for
for my next question, but I'm going to let Chris give his insight here.
Well, when I was
you want to stir to the pot? Because he wants to. As a parent, what's your opinion?
Thanks for coming.
I know, because you want to stir the pot.
I'll tell you this. I think two things. Okay, I firmly believe that homework is not educational when it comes to the home, because here's two reasons. When those kids are being taught 8 hours a day, do we as adults, when we have a job for 8 hours a day, do we have to go home and spend 4 more hours a day doing this?
When you're a teacher. More than.
So
right.
That's my point of this is, okay, as an adult.
Okay, you said 4 hours. I don't think there's teachers that every teacher's out there assigning an hour of homework.
No, but I'm saying is, what I'm telling you, though, is I've already spent 8 hours in the classroom. You as teachers and as the students have spent 8 hours at home. Now they've got to come home. Now, as parents, I want to make sure my kids are taking care of and doing their homework and following up. So as a good parent would do, hey, you got any homework tonight? Oh, yeah, sure, I can do. I got this, and this. And they spend, I'll say it, 2 hours of the night after they already spent 8.
And I bet you money that kid didn't tell you that their teacher gave them 45 minutes on Monday, 45
They might have
minutes
done
on
that.
Tuesday, or maybe not 45, but I mean,
And I'm
okay,
fine with
15,
that.
20.
Okay, 15 minutes
Carry
on
the
Monday.
one,
And I'm fine with that. But here's
Well,
something I
your
also.
kid's not going to tell you the truth,
No,
bro.
absolutely they're not. Absolutely they're not.
I mean,
But-
they may have had all
but I'm gonna
kinds of
ask you
time to
this,
get that done.
But I'm going to ask you this.
Just
As
ask.
a parent, would you recommend that there be no homework so when your kid does come home, their mind is fresh to be able to be a kid and to do whatever you feel like you want to do with them as a family? Now we got to go spend 2 hours at home going over this or that on top of all.
I've never
What's that?
spent 2 hours with my kid.
Well, and that's yours. But there's parents out there that do.
Dad of the year.
And I think that
No,
this.
I'm just saying I've never had a kid bring home 2 hours unless they put something off that they had 2 hours of homework.
Okay. Okay.
You can argue all you want. I think it's malarkey. Your kid isn't doing what they need to do at school.
But not every teacher. I've been in some classes
would say
where
outside
teachers
of
teach to the last second to get the informational in because there isn't enough time in the hour through the school year to get everything you in. Now, I will go on flip side. Are you going to rebuttal on anything?
Apparently you got the floor, Jack. Go ahead. Keep asking questions.
Because I want to go on to my next one, and I want to
Go ahead.
I didn't even
Go
say
ahead.
the
Go
next
ahead.
thing yet.
I'm waiting on you. That's why I'm waiting
You
on
cut
you.
me off.
I
cut you
You
off.
did
I'm
cut him
sorry.
I'm
off.
fired up about this.
I see that.
Fired up.
Oh, if
This is the reason why I got out of education. Here we go. Let's go.
And then, hey,
Pepsi makes more money.
well,
And homework. Okay, so.
wait.
Oh, my God. I'm going to say a damn thing on this show, or I need to just leave and let you guys take
I
it.
was going to say, so we're going to have to limit his practice time then. Because that's homework. That's extracurricular.
That's extracurricular. They can choose to do that.
But they shouldn't have homework. But they can practice for 3 hours.
They don't get
oh,
to
you're
choose.
so full of malarkey.
Is that their
He's
choice?
using malarkey.
Is that their choice to have homework? Is it their choice as a kid to have homework?
So
It's
they
their
should
choice
all
to
have
do it or
choice-
not.
It's
It
a choice
is.
to do it.
Yes.
Because your boss gives you choices all the time, right?
No, my boss never gives me a choice.
Yeah, because if
It says
you don't,
work Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
but if you don't do what your boss wants you to do, you're going to lose your job. Just like homework. I'm not saying that I'm want 2 hours of homework every night. No.
What kid's going to say that? Anyway, all right, so here's
All right, let's hear it.
here's the fix.
Let's hear it.
Okay? Homework is stupid. 100%. And I was the guy who had 90% of the freshman class failing at progress reports when I started at Grandview teaching social studies because I assigned homework.
Oh, okay.
I had probably that too. So here's how you fix that. If you utilize your time, you instruct, and then you give them that time in class to do assignments, or I like to give them stuff like when we have Google Forms now, it's amazing. I can give them a bell ringer. I can give them the stuff right there to ask the essential questions that I need them to know. Well, you like that? I threw out some really big stuff.
I'm waiting for
The
him to say
administrator speaks coming.
the
Go ahead.
DOK 3 and 4. I'm waiting
Yeah.
to hear that.
DOK 3 and 4 questions, and then we can have a good conversation about
Okay,
it.
but-
And then, let me finish. You
You're
got
a
a chance to talk.
you're a
Hey,
history
I'm gonna
teacher
pull the
talking about
Stephen A. Smith
DOK,
out. Hey, Max
3 and
Kellerman.
4.
Max Kellerman, you are done.
Start
I'm
teaching
not
language
time
arts.
to talk.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm saying that what you do is you utilize your time. They have their time. If they're not getting it, the only thing that would save education and you could get rid of homework completely is if when kids are failing, you don't get pulled in as the teacher and say, well, why are they failing? Well, maybe you should do this and this, and you start lowering the bar for the kids. No, listen, I give them, here's the instruction. Here's the time they can work on interclass stuff. We can do project-based learning. We can do all kinds of stuff in class and utilize my time. That's why I like block schedule, by the way. So here's the thing. Once that happens, but then you have
I
parents who
don't like
piss and
block schedule
moan
at
because
all.
their kids are failing. It's like, listen, they have time to do it. We're not sending stuff home. We're not sending home so they can have their time, and I agree with that 100%, but they're not doing it, so we're going to hold them accountable. They didn't pass the class. You failed it. You do summer, or you retake the class next year. End of story. I don't care if your dad is the president of the stinking school board or not. You're done. You can't do it. You didn't do
What
your
about
damn
credit
job.
recovery? What
They
about-
got plenty of time to do that.
Well, I'm
but that's what I'm saying. So it's over.
I have
Some
anxiety.
unicorns and all kinds of fantasy.
I know, but that's why it
sprinkle dust.
But if you're going to go 100% no homework, then you have to do the other part. You can't just have your cake and eat it too. That's what everybody wants.
Yes, you can.
Sure, you can. That's why all these teachers get fired and move around,
there you
and
go.
everybody gets to do what they want to
There
do.
you go.
I don't like this, so I'm just going to let's get that teacher fired. That's stupid. That's stupid.
Agreed.
So if you don't want the homework, then you have to say, okay, when you go to school, Johnny, if you don't utilize your time, you're going to come home and I'm going to kick your. And that's just the way it is.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go one step further.
We go. All right.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
That was the fantasy.
The fantasy land.
Oh, hey.
That's true.
Scooby-Doo ending. I'm gonna go one step further. I'm gonna say this: by about them going into their end of their I'd say into their freshman year. Okay, you get to do a couple things. Okay, now you tell me if this is all right as a parent. Hey, you probably want to go to college. We're going to let you go this way. Oh, wait, you don't want to go to college. We're going to go ahead and put you into trade school and have you go this way. Or, hey, you know what? Maybe military, career ready, something. We're going to go through this path. And that way, the kids will do their homework because they want to do this.
Track kids.
What's wrong with that?
Well, apparently somebody said that's not good.
Because we're all about feelings, right?
I agree with that.
But what's wrong with, hey, you want
China does.
Because my Johnny is not as smart as your Johnny, and I'm upset about it.
And now your Johnny's on the spot.
Then maybe you should have helped Johnny when he was before kindergarten, teach him how to read and write.
No, it's your job as a teacher. My job is to tell you when you're not doing your job.
Sure.
Oh,
How many times have I heard that?
Oh, well.
In roundabout words. What's your second part of this?
Well, this is even better.
Well, I mean, and you know what? Wait. I got one more thing before you go on.
Okay.
My son and my daughter both are in all honors courses. All right, my son's got 4 of them. This is his junior
him to
year.
have homework?
This is his junior year. He's got. How the heck are you going to be in an honors course and not have to? You're going to have to do something at home once in a while.
Do you want him to have homework as a parent? Do you want him challenged?
He's got to be challenged a little bit. If he's going to take these honors courses and he wants to be an engineer or something, you're going to tell me that he doesn't have to do anything once he leaves the house? All he wants is people to concentrate on basketball.
No.
That's why she's not going to start on the first year.
No.
Oh, she's gonna, because I'm going to be in the office. I want a meeting with my AD. Your AD. I want a meeting with your AD to talk about your coaching style.
And why can she not have her number?
You got to follow a chain of command. Your daughter needs to come speak to me first.
She will.
Chain of command my rear end. Play that, Ray. Play that, Ray. Yeah, that's what I think about parents and listening to chain of command.
Second part of your question.
All right, go ahead.
So, the second part of that question is, should standardized testing be abolished?
Man, I like that one.
And here's what I tell you about standardized testing, and I'm going to go off this with this. Here's what I think once we went to standardized testing, I think our society has lost its culture of understanding what it's like to be a kid. We are teaching everything to a test. You can tell me that everything I do in life is to a test.
I'm not.
Everything I do in life is a test.
Nope.
Is everything you do in life to a test?
Everything in life is a test.
It is a test, right?
That's what I was told.
Every single day you get tested, correct?
I definitely get tested.
Now, my point to that is
This daggum Disney Plus is not working.
This Samsung Smart TV sucks.
but how many kids know how to write a check? How many kids know how to use a debit card? How many kids know how to?
I disagree.
You're going to tell me? I know 6-year-olds that know how to use a debit card.
disagree
Sure
with
do.
that. I
They sure
disagree
do.
with that.
And how many kids know how to change a tire?
I disagree.
How many kids know how to?
That's parents' job. That's mommy and daddy's job.
It should be.
It's mommy and
It
daddy's
should be.
job. And you know what? That goes back to this whole fundamental issue. It's a family problem.
But by my saying that
it's not. Don't legislate me or don't force
No.
me as
But
a
we're not
teacher.
giving them any time to do that because they're doing their homework.
Okay, so I'm going to pull that homework into consideration with this. Is that homework the important part of making a kid understand what they're doing? Is that homework, or is it more of a standardized testing being done. That's what cultivizes our school systems. That's what controls our school system.
I'm thinking maybe language would have been something.
What are they
The
teaching?
whole
English.
the
That's
whole
English.
thing is is that you
Language
want to
arts.
it's competition, and you want to see what the state of Missouri looks like compared to California, compared to Massachusetts,
Compared to Canada?
Why do you care?
Well, Canada,
Well,
but you don't know how to get there. But
that's
anyway,
where
go
the
ahead.
money comes from, because it all comes
You didn't
back
have
to
enough
money.
homework in
because
geography class.
You want those federal dollars, and so the only way to get those federal dollars
Have high
is to
scores.
have
Have high scores.
to have high scores. So everything comes back to
And
money.
not even high scores. Keep them butts in the seats.
I just
Right.
don't like the idea that as teachers, and I know not every teacher is like this, and I've had that, but so many teachers have to teach to that standardized test that I feel like
Why? Tell me why.
well, I don't know
So
because
they
it's
keep their job.
jobs. Okay, so my point to that is here's what I'm saying. How many times do you get a chance to teach life lessons in class?
Not a lot.
Not a lot,
'Cause
right?
Is that on the Missouri Learning Standards?
Did you get into education to teach to a test, or did you get an education to teach life lessons and
affect
to
lives,
to
right?
affect
Teach to a
lives, right?
test.
You can
So-
still teach life lessons and all that.
You can, but how many times do you get it now
I do
compared to
all the
what
time.
you did 10 years ago?
I-
Before standardized testing was really a major focus.
I mean, my class isn't tested, so.
But yeah, my point. Yeah, yours tested, but if you were a teacher that was tested,
No, but
how do you
mine
think-
was.
But I'm doing things in my.
But it was-
I'm doing things in my class to help
Right.
the other person that is going to eventually have to. They're going to eventually take that test.
They're going to be tested somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Those kids are. So I just feel like standardized testing has taken away from the overall understanding of life lessons and life skills and life opportunities that those kids don't always get.
So having a homework assignment and a deadline for that homework assignment
Yep.
and all that isn't teaching any life skills. I mean,
Supposed to.
your boss
It
isn't
is.
going to give you
Supposed to.
anything.
It is.
Hold on,
There's
hold
no
on,
deadlines.
hold on.
There's no anything.
We're good. Hold
Hey,
on,
you
Ray.
get the
This is
answer to
good.
this one.
This is good. Hold on. So here's what I'm going to tell you, though. But we're talking about competition. Look at the ACT. How do you get scholarship money? ACT. Because how do you differentiate
Used to
from
be.
you as still is ACT? I'm going to tell you right now.
Getting ready to go
Parents,
away.
ACT means dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign.
Getting ready to go
Okay.
away.
So here's the thing. How do you have a kid who's going to get more scholarship money? How do you
Kid with the ACT score that's
get
higher.
with the ACT score that's higher?
Standardized
So
testing.
that's why maybe it's important.
Totally get that. I get that totally. But my point
I think
to
he
this
voted
is,
for Biden. But go ahead.
I know. Oh, mother.
You didn't even get to.
No political talk
talk?
here. No political talk.
No, I
here.
didn't get to.
But
well,
testing,
He's
as
not
far
letting anyone talk except him.
I mean, because I'm very passionate about this. Education is a very big passionate thing of mine. That's the reason why I got out of it, was because of standardized testing. I felt like I was being a teacher of following a chain of what I needed to teach instead of teaching to a culture of what I wanted to teach in the classroom as far as making a
Did
difference.
you
I felt-
actually teach a
Yeah,
class?
for
like
2
you
years.
were a teacher?
For 2 years. And
you
you
have a teaching degree and
I
all
did
that?
in Illinois. But, the point of the I was making
jokes.
is,
That doesn't count over here.
Evidently.
but I've really struggled with, watching education for the last 16 years, and everything comes down to, like you said, the money. Am I doing the right thing educationally, like as a teacher? I can guarantee you guys do an exceptional job in the classroom, right?
He said I did good.
Well, you did. But you know what?
I
don't
do
get
accept
started on the teacher evals, because
At
that's
the
a whole
end
nother
of-
can of
Oh,
At the end of the day,
Or
did you
coaching
make
evals.
did you make a bigger impact in those kids' lives by giving them homework or teaching to whatever that standardized test
But
score was?
I think you're talking apples and oranges when you go into homework. Homework's supposed to reinforce what you learned for the day.
Should be.
And then ultimately for the quizzes or for the test.
I
So
get
that
tested.
means you've got 5, 10, 20 minutes of something to reinforce at home.
I'm fine
I don't
with that.
necessarily think that's a bad thing.
I'm not.
Um,
I'm fine with that.
but-
I'm fine with that. That's the difference between homework. Homework
Right.
to me is busy work.
Yeah. I'm going to blow all your minds away with this. Why is standardized testing such a big deal? Because at the end of the day, you flush it. You learn it for the test and you flush it.
I see what you're saying. You're talking about.
You learn it for the test and you flush it.
Agree.
Something to think about. Right?
I agree.
I
I mean, it's
retain
something
a
a
lot.
little
I
bit
mean,
of
And if you're and so at the end of the day, what are you really learning?
You're going to retain some of that knowledge.
some of it you're going to retain, but what do you
5%
utilize,
most of
maybe,
the time.
yes.
5%. I'm just saying.
Chris, what about you?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to go to break.
I think we need to go to break.
All right, we'll come back and we'll talk
Yeah,
about
let's do
your
that.
answers on it, and then we'll go into your final topic for the night.
We will. You are watching the Coach's Box. We'll be right back. As we move on to our final segment here. And gentlemen, it's been fun doing the potluck.
Yeah. We saved an entire segment just for you,
Well, we
Coach Miller.
Yeah, kind of sort
Just for you.
For the
Kinda, sorta.
infamous
It better be good.
Coach.
And
It
we're going
better
to call
be good.
We're going to call this one. This is great. Let me find it here real quick.
Miller's.
It is Miller's Marmalade.
Miller's Marmalade.
There we go.
There it is.
Marmalade.
There we go.
Here's
Yeah.
the marmalade.
By the way,
Molasses.
standardized testing
Molasses.
sucks.
yes, it does. I agree.
Get rid of it.
I
Stupid.
agree with you, my friend.
Absolutely stupid.
I agree with you.
Stupid. Dumb. Get rid of it.
Get
Okay.
it out.
So, I'm sorry, I just had to get off my
Okay.
chest.
Was you
Wouldn't
feeling
know
better
why.
now? Hold on. Check your pulse.
Low blood pressure.
Hey, there
Lose
we
a little
go.
weight. That's what happens.
Hey,
All
there
right. So,
And
this
scene.
is going to be funny
And
for some,
oh,
I'm sure.
gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
What's your thoughts? Let's just put it this way. How is trading film different
gosh.
between sports? And what's your thoughts on trading film?
Okay,
Do we want to wait?
I am
Do we want to wait?
I know,
Are you
this
going
is-
right
he
in?
is going
All
right on in.
Sorry.
Hold on. Get the close up.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Boy, you know what?
I'm not even talking about basketball. I'm going to talk about football.
Okay.
And there are coaches out there. Oh yeah, let's trade 2 films. Blah blah blah. And you get a film. Like I swear to you, there's a team south on 55. We got a film from them, and you couldn't even make out the numbers of the. Well, I had a new film. You're telling me that's the film that you critiqued your team?
How long ago was that?
They all have the same last name anyway, don't they?
How long ago was that? Just so you know. Because I can tell you what happened.
Oh, you can't say that stuff. No one
Yeah,
knows
you
who it
can't
is.
say that.
How long ago was the video sent to you? That's
couple
what I
of
want.
years ago.
Okay.
But we're talking. It's not
It's
a
the
far.
right,
it wasn't a
right,
far drive down 55. Let's put it that way. It is a pretty close drive, and it looked like the game was filmed from our smokestack over there in Herky.
It could have been.
And
You
so
never know.
this is what I'm
Drone.
This is what I'm saying. So I hate how football is because like they all trade,
Chief
but
Wahoo.
then you never know what the heck you're going to get back on the other end. It's
true.
So now they have previews like in Huddle. I would have told them to take that film and put it somewhere.
Right.
Stick it where the
All right, and
In the
there's
smokestack?
and they always pull this crap. Oh, I had a new film, or oh,
It's
it was
week
a
8.
kid and
It's
did-
week 8.
Dude, it's week 3. You ain't got or week 2 or whatever. You've gotten it figured out by now. You're not doing that.
The other films that you sent so-and-so that I got from them, it looks like just fine.
yeah. Oh yeah. So the football thing, it's kind of, dude.
What's your thoughts on basketball?
But, hold on. But why? Give us the why for the handful of viewers that are going to watch this. Why? I don't know why. Why do that? What is it? Gamesmanship?
Why?
You call that gamesmanship?
I'm asking the
I
football
would
coach.
I would like to punch them. But I mean, it's ridiculous. I wouldn't if I'm playing and the rules are, say it's your conference rule or say it's just a gentleman rule in football. Hey, we usually trade 1 or 2 films. That's what in football it's usually 2 films.
Yeah.
So if you've had 2 weeks, they usually will trade. Both teams are getting it.
Right.
So it's not like why make me have to go to the extra mile and do all this crap to go around you to get someone else's dude. Just give us the film. You got to be a jackwad. And so and it doesn't have to be filmed like from a mile away. I mean, it's just stupid.
Is there
You're not that dang good that if I watch one I mean
Is it an opportunity that you can send coaches to the schools to go film? Like
You could,
16, 17 years
And
like
there's
I
a-
had to do when I was a
you can
middle
do
school
that.
coach?
You can do that, but it's like I don't
know,
know
it
what
should be.
I've never been a head football coach. I'm
Right.
just going by what I've heard,
Right.
Wouldn't know.
and they usually trade.
So what's the difference between football and basketball coaches when it comes to trading film?
I'll tell you, in my
Well,
experience.
it's still Jason's time.
Okay.
Don't interrupt
Time ain't no time. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jason.
It's go ahead.
Basketball. I mean,
That's good.
you're not supposed to like your conference. Okay, it's a conference opponent. Like, okay, here's a perfect example. When you guys were playing at Rolla,
Yeah.
all right,
Which time?
Which the one time you've only been
No,
there once.
I played twice.
You've been to Raleigh twice?
Yeah, we played that same year in the Christmas tournament.
I'm
That you're
talking
like, hey,
about
dude.
like the real stuff, like the playoffs and stuff. If
Playoffs.
I had
Playoffs.
someone message me and be like, "Hey, I need a tape on so and so," and here, gosh, I can't send that tape. I mean,
Why?
I would hope Miller wouldn't send that tape of me.
Why?
wouldn't.
Please tell me why. Explain to me.
What McVey is saying, he would definitely throw Miller
Yeah.
under the bus.
Why not? Why not?
For a 20 and a pack of Zima, everybody's like, I'll take it. Here,
But
have
tell
it.
me why.
Have all the film.
Tell me why. Like, what's the point and purpose? We live in a day and age where it's like, oh, you're going to tell me no? Okay, copy, paste,
find it.
send to the next coach.
Everybody's
Copy, paste,
got
send to
Huddle
the next
now.
coach. Everybody, it's like, what's the point?
Not every-
It's film. Hey, I do the blue chips approach. You know, Nick Nolte. I'll go over there and I'll give Bobby Knight our game plan and I'll tell him exactly what we're going to do because it ain't about that. It's about executing. Who cares? It's film.
What do you think?
Well, I'm perfectly fine with sending my film out. And here's 2 reasons why. Now, my assistant coach will tell you completely the opposite. But
Your assistant coach is a film.
guru, yes.
Yeah, I guess
100%.
that's the way. That wasn't what I was going to use. But go ahead. Go ahead. I'm glad you cut me off.
Another 4-letter word, right?
I'm taking care of you, Coach.
Yeah.
But,
I had a 5-letter word.
Yeah, it was a
Hey, he
5.
can't even watch anyway because it's like, what, soccer night or whatever he's got going on?
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's true. That's
FIFA.
true.
Hey,
got
it's
like
like,
one-
you can't even watch it.
FIFA Cup.
We heard about that all weekend. But I think that in this state of time, we can know all about our opponent, but at the end of the day, does it really make that big of a difference?
No.
When we get out on
That's
the
how
field
your kids
of court.
perform on that
100%.
given night.
Exactly.
I mean,
I
and
can
we're
fill
dealing with
them with all of
16, 17, 18,
Exactly.
and 14
Is it
year
for
olds,
the
you know?
kids anyway? No. No, it's for us to find out, okay, this is what they do. This is what they
Or
like
this
to
player
run.
does
player-
this.
The smirk on Miller's
pilot.
face is enough to say
I just
right
remember
there.
this conversation one time
my
when Jason
gosh.
asked me for our film on
Oh,
Pius
my
when I was
God.
at Grandview, and I'll
I
just tell you,
probably agree with you.
whenever I first started coaching in Southeast Missouri, and you had everybody hidden with the hills and trees, and still VHS, and everybody's just now starting to use like rewritable DVDs, which that was unheard of.
DVDs.
You when you trade films, the rule was you don't trade with the team that you're going to play if you haven't played them already. You're not going to trade them film. So when you asked me for our film and we hadn't played you yet, I go, I'll give you a scout film. I ain't giving you our film. Well, why not? Because we ain't played you yet. Well, I'll give you my film.
That was not true. I was not asking. We had already played. When I asked you for the film, yes. Yes, we did. Al Davis said you were Al Davis ruling that whole thing. That was not that was not true. I was not. I don't think I was even asking for a film of you. I was asking for a film of someone else, and it was we had played already.
I don't know about that because it was early. It was in like January
Well, we
or
played
something.
it. Yeah, we played in how many tournaments in the same great when you were at Grandview?
I don't remember.
We played in
Crystal City.
Crystal City
No,
tournament.
I didn't play
We were-
Crystal City tournament. We started out Caledonia tournament.
Well, whatever. It's still.
I'm
it
just
was-
saying, it was your first year. I remember you got really pissy about it. And
because it wasn't even a film about from you guys. It was someone else.
And again, it was. I mean, it was interesting to trade film with anybody. I actually had somebody get mad at me because I gave them a film, give someone else they were playing a film for the state quarterfinal game, and back it was a very nasty email I received from this other coach because they thought I shared the film, and I'm like, no, I didn't share. I lied. I did. No, I wouldn't do that to you. But now, my feelings are different today than they were back then. Me and Zach here will disagree though, because
hold on. What'd you say about standardized test? Insert a played back, Ray, because that's exactly what this is. Yeah.
Here's what I'll say.
It's film. Trade it.
No.
It's saving everybody time, energy, and effort. Just
10
trade
years
the
ago
film.
when there wasn't technology where you couldn't
10
go.
years ago?
Sure.
You could not go and find on the internet.
Sure.
Yeah, before
Let
Huddle.
me go look on the internet. Let's see. Let me find
10
the
years
St.
ago?
Pius versus Bayless basketball game on Friday night, August 25th.
That's a different story.
Oh, here it
COVID
is.
changed a lot of that.
Here it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, perfect. Now I got to watch it. Hey, will you send me your film? Oh, we didn't film it. We didn't have nobody to film it. So,
I've had that happen, and it's basically been on YouTube.
yeah, and then you look like a complete jack because you didn't film it.
Okay.
But it's on here.
But
if I wanted to find it, I could go find
all
it.
right, all right, whatever, that's fine. But here's the thing: I know you can go get it. Instead of me just giving you my film, you just take your lazy ass and you go and do it. Do the legwork then. I don't care. I'm looking
But
at
that's
somebody
part
else's
of
stuff.
it. That's the whole part of it.
No, you
It's
can't say that to me.
it's an association of coaches, right? That's why we have to pay the
What
money.
if you don't like them?
They're
What if you
free.
don't like
doesn't
them?
matter.
You trade film with coaches
What-
you don't
what-
like?
what-
I trade film with anybody that asks for film.
What
You know
if they
why?
were-
Because
wait.
they're asking for film.
So if they were up 50 on you and they bring their starters back out in the fourth quarter,
trade
you're
film
gonna
with them?
it's
trade
happened.
film with them?
It's
Have you traded
happened,
film
and
with
yes, it's happened multiple. Hold on, carry the one about 8 years.
Where-
yes,
where-
and I still traded film.
Where's
Why?
it written at? The welcome sign. You just get walked on like that.
There is no welcome sign. It's called
Bull,
it's
that's-
called film. It's not Armageddon. It's not going to affect Armageddon. Trade the daggum film.
Now, listen,
because here's
if-
the thing.
if we're
Oh, you tell
friends,
me no.
different.
If you tell me no, okay, fine. Now I got to take 5 extra seconds out of my life to call this coach
Go for
or
it.
that coach.
Take
or
your
that
5
coach.
seconds that you might be game playing on me.
Jeez.
Okay.
Look, listen. You're right. They can go and look. They can go do this, and it's just for the coaches. But by God, if I can squeeze out 4 points on having an advantage, by God, 4 points for me last
I
year was
understand
pretty
that.
damn big.
Right.
So I'm going to take it, and I don't care.
Well, and I mean, I'm not like trading with everybody here.
yeah, I don't trade with everybody either.
And
I've had coaches
and
from across the state.
and I'm with Miller on this. I mean, we don't. If like I'm going to play Miller, I'm not going to ask him for his
Why?
film against someone else.
Why? What does it
Because
matter?
if
You're
we
going to get
haven't
it
played
anyway.
yet,
I know.
And
Why?
what if it's down to the in the conference player and the winner of our game is the difference, and I've already given him 4 of my films? No.
If he's asked for it,
It don't matter. Listen, Jason understands. I understand this, and I'm a lot better than what I used to be about it because I used to be kind of a
you were
a
when
kind
you
of
were
a-
about it.
well, and
so.
Kind of a?
Okay, if everybody knows, I'm an asshole and I don't care. But I don't share film with everybody like Jason.
Yeah.
But I agree with Jason. If someone else, if one of my friends goes to the state playoffs and someone calls me or messages me and they want my huddle film, I'm not sharing it with them because I'm staying loyal to my buddies, and that's just the way it is.
Well, I didn't even like. There was a couple guys that have asked me for film in the past, and I just never even answered the huddle request.
then do that. I don't know. I just it takes.
Well, dude, I mean, I'm sorry if me or Miller were if he was to win a district title like he did, and I had someone completely across the state that is never going to help me with anything.
You don't know that. You
I've
can
shared.
never say never in this business.
Depends on who it is.
You never say never. You never burn bridges in this
I'm
business.
not burning a bridge.
You
But-
are.
wait,
By
there's-
being a jackwagon, you are.
So you're going to tell all those big school conference teams, the big schools in the JCAA that won't share with me or anybody else when you play with big school because, well, we got an agreement we're not sharing film, except for that one guy who always does, because I'll find that guy.
Exactly.
There's
They
always
won't. They
that guy.
they won't do it. Okay. But
So-
we have this unwritten rule. They'll go around
this
and deny
unwritten
film.
rule. share the film.
I ain't gonna do it. So you know what? I'll go around and I'll find the one guy, and I know he's my guy. If I need a film on this school that won't share because of this, I'll go this. But then when I need on him, I'll go to this guy, and that's just the way I do it. And I really don't care. You said it's 5 extra seconds of my life. I'll do it. But you know what? When it comes down to me, I don't forget when they don't share.
And that's why I would share it with everybody.
Basketball coach. Wait, there's a football. You can run out of a wing tee. You can run how many different plays out of that? If I line up and look like I'm in running flex, guess what we're going to run? Flex. I don't want to give them any other intricacies on this. So it's not the same when I have 11 guys and they're all doing some other stuff, or how's the line block, or the guard pulls, or we're going to do this. We're going to pass the ball, and we're going to set a flex screen, and then we're going to set a down screen, and he's going to pop up. Now, how do we do those things, or what different things? I don't want to give any of that away because that 4 points might be the difference in the game, and I want every single advantage I can get without being Bill Belichick and going and recording their damn practice.
I'm probably better at trading film than I'm more willing probably than him sometimes.
Okay, when you two
I
play
trade
each
film with
other,
a lot of people.
Okay, when you two play each other, I don't know whatever date it is, December, January, February.
I got to get film from other people.
Are you going to have
go to
January 16th?
Time out. Are you going to have film on St. Pius?
Yes.
Are you going to have film on Herky?
Yes.
Then what the heck does it matter to sit here and say?
Because we just know how we are.
Hey,
you know, big thing. We know.
Oh my God!
And we'll go get wings afterwards.
Oh my!
Don't matter.
No, I don't know.
Well, it matters.
You didn't trade film with me. I'm not going to get
Here's
wings.
what I said.
Come on.
Down the last 3 or 4 years, I've shared some film on some teams that have played us in the postseason, and I've known some teams that have beat us in postseason, and I've went and asked some coaches that I know on the other part of the state to get film for them to try to benefit those coaches, because 2 reasons is I hope that one day when I'm down the run and hopefully I get a chance to go compete down there and I don't know anybody, I can call this guy up, or I can call that lady up, or I can call that guy up and say, hey, we're getting ready to play in the Final Four, and we're getting ready to play this team out in Kansas City, and I know you played them a couple times in the last couple of years. Can you give me anything you can on what that guy's philosophy is?
Well, and
it's called the golden rule.
I do it.
It helps.
It's in a book.
Well,
Read it.
The more people you know in more places is going to help you.
Yeah.
I went to college at Central Methodist, and I had people all over the place. Mm-hmm. I've called people that I hadn't talked to in a long time and went, hey, I'm playing yo-yo. Can you give me something on them? I know you got it. Yeah, I'll hook you up.
And then share. So then the flip side of that is what I do at the end of our games with some of my good closest guys, I'll give them my scouting report of it. Here's my scouting report of your team. I'm going to help your kids and you as a coach. I give them exactly what we find about them, because here's what
I've never had a coach.
And they've given me theirs of my team, and I've shared it with my kids because it helps our kids and their kids have success. And at the end of the day, is that the right thing to do? Some people say it is, some people say it isn't, but I believe that it comes back tenfold, because my kids now know what other coaches see, and they change their mindset. Or if I'm going to go play that team,
I've done it to prove a point.
I've done it.
Here's what other coaches.
Here's
what other coaches
I don't
think
mind
of you.
that. I don't mind that. But I don't like sharing film with just everybody and every person, even if
willy-nilly. Here's a film.
Why not? It's all digital anyway. You're going to get it.
Well, now you have people like LiveStreamSTL. Guess what? I couldn't find a Pius game, so I looked up.
There you go.
Like, hey, Ray, did you guys have these guys yet?
I can't tell you how many people have called me over stuff like that.
We have.
Hey, you said yes for a nominal fee.
Yeah. For $150 million.
Hey, for $25, you can have this.
Right. It's film. Trade it.
So this is what I've learned today. I've learned that steroids fall forward, and it's just game film.
You're gonna get it regardless.
Right? No homework.
There it is.
There's sometimes though you may not get a film on someone.
What? No.
Yes.
I have never not.
I have.
What's the grammatically correct way to say that? I've never not gotten film on a team.
Never not received a film.
Yeah.
But
whatever. I need a film on somebody. I'm getting film on somebody.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'll find it, but just.
Hey guys,
and that goes all the way back years ago when it was DVDs.
VHS.
Well,
Super 8s.
I didn't coach. I wasn't a head coach when it was
Hey.
DVDs for
it was miserable.
basketball.
Hey,
Miserable.
I can't tell you how many coaches I've had stories about. Hey, I gotta on a Saturday. I gotta go take VHS film
Oh yeah.
halfway across.
I
the
remember
state.
doing it
Yep.
in football. The
There
assistant
it is.
coaches were the ones that usually had to do that
There
crap.
it is. There it is.
Been there, done that.
Go.
All right.
Yeah.
I drove all the way. I met someone
Football.
halfway from Caruthersville.
Right.
Hey, that's a big shout out to Coach McVey
Yeah.
putting this together tonight.
Yeah.
I thought this was a great show. I mean, we all got to banter a little bit with each other, disagree with each other, but
Hey,
you know,
and
this is fun.
and we need to
Sunshine
thank.
over there.
We
We need to thank Kettlehut.
Brett.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
The folks over here at Kettlehut, we had to make a change here to do the double show and re-record it and pre-record it so we can actually do
Awesome.
it.
Yeah,
For
nice
Smoked
to be able
chicken
to-
wings here.
So there you go. All right. So
Nice
there you
to
go.
be to go out in different communities, different places. We can kind of highlight them with we're year 2 of COVID, and
Right.
like I said, trying to help them out any way
This
we
place
can.
was packed about 3 hours ago.
It was.
Just have a great evening.